Hello everyone. So in this video I will try to explain how to work with online programming portals. Basically, when the companies comes for the recruitment in our university or in offline campuses also, they expect the candidates to give the writing test and then the series of interviews. In the writing examination for these companies, they give programming questions, and these programming questions are to be solved on their programming portals, not on the offline machines. And on programming portals, the solving of program is little different. So different only in the way of taking inputs and giving outputs, and nothing much. So the programming portals like Lead Code, Hacker Rank, Hacker Earth, and there are various other programming portals. You can practice on those portals also. In this video, I'll try to explain how to take the inputs and how to give the outputs for those programming portals. And this is the portal Hacker Earth, which we will be using for your practical examinations. And this will help you to learn programming in a much simpler way, and you do not have to worry about the speed or compilers or different other things required on your offline machines. You just have to open your browser, click on the link or copy paste the link, and just try to uh, give the mock test we will be providing you for your practice. And even if you can try creating your account on Hacker Rank and try solving the different problems available there. If you are already doing that, that is good, and if you are not doing that, please start doing that, and it will help you a lot in a longer run. So basically, in the problem statement, they will give you a problem. So this is a problem given an array of integers nums is the array, and it is of integer type, and we have to find the sum of all the elements of the nums array. Okay, so they have also given a advice that you may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. Even if they don't give it, we know that we have to find the sum of all elements. We do not have to repeat the elements, and it is of if we are finding the sum of all elements, then the sum will be unique only. Even if they don't give, it is fine. Now there is a input format and there is a output format, and we have to adhere with the guidelines given here. And if we do not adhere with the guidelines, we do not stick to the guidelines, then probably your program is correct, but it will give the wrong output, because the evaluation or checking of your program is done automatically. There will be no human being who will be reading your inputs and outputs. It is done automatically. And if machines are checking, then they do not accept a mistake of a single comma or a space. You can argue with human beings that I missed that, I forgot that, but machines don't listen to it. I hope you understand that. So in the input format, the first line contains an integer t and the number of test cases. That is the number of test cases. So one input can have multiple test cases. So consider this input. In the first line we have 2. So 2 test cases are present in this input. And for each test case, the first line contain an integer n, the number of elements in an array, that is basically the size of the array. You can see that this 3 is the next line, and this is the first case is starting. So 3 is the number of elements in an array, and the second line contains an integer separated by space representing the array. So in the second line of the first test case or the third line in the input file, there are 3 elements. So because 3 is the size of the array in the first test case, so we have 3 elements separated by space, that is 1 2 3, and we have to output a single integer sum in each line for every test case. So that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6, and we have output as 6. And then we have the another test case in the same file, the second test case. So 3 and 1 2 3, the number of elements is the one test case, and we have 2 test cases. So the next test case is 4, that is 4 is the size of the array, and there are 4 elements, that is 4 3 5 2, and the sum of them is 14. In input output format, they have clearly written print a single integer sum in each line for every test case. We have to print a single integer. So for 1, 2, 3 the sum is 16, and for 4, 3, 5, 2 the sum is 14, and we have printed it in one in each line. We have not written 6 and 14 in same line because they have said it specifically in each line. Okay, so we have to adhere with the guidelines. And now you can also read this explanation, that this is the sample input, this is the output, and they have given the explanation also. Basically I have written this explanation. It may not be very clear, but try to understand from it. Now we have to write the program. So let's try to write the program for it. Let's say this is our header file, and we have a main function, and since we have to take t test cases, so I will see in not C in, that is basically C++. So let's say scanf, we are doing %d address of t. So this is the input we have taken, that is number of test cases, and now we have to find the sum of the array for t times. So that's why I am writing a while loop that will loop through my t test cases. Okay, so t minus minus is basically until it becomes 0 it will run. Okay, you can even write like this, t is greater than 0, and here you can write, let's say, t minus minus, but why to write so much of code when we can do it by just writing t minus minus. Okay, so now I need to take the input of n, that is the number of elements in an array. So I need to define an integer n, and basically I have to read the value of n. I have read n, and I have to define an array of size n. So n can be 3, 4, 10, 100 or 1000 or maybe 1 lakh, 1 crore, can be anything. That depends on this n which we have read. And now when n is changing, the size of the array is also changing. So that's why I have not declared the array in the main right here after t only, but I am writing declaring array here because that is dependent on n. And now I have to read the input. So for that I need one index I, and I will run a loop. Let's say I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Basically this is the loop for reading n inputs and storing it into our array, and that we will write like this, arr of I, and I have taken the input. So now I have to print the sum. So for printing the sum I have to calculate it first. Some students may argue that I can also find the sum here itself. Yeah, I am sure that it can be done, but take my advice that do not try to calculate or do not try to make any calculation while taking the inputs, because in this case you have to take the input, but while doing programming for placements or preparing for competitive programming, input is basically given in the form of parameters of a functions, and you do not have a liberty to take the input. In that case programming complexities will become much higher. So if you have not understood what I have said, please leave it, and for now it is not required. Just take my advice, do not take the inputs while taking the do not make the calculations while taking the inputs. Whenever I'll take your classes for placements, I'll make you understand this concept later on. For now, please just note that, take my suggestion. And now I have to calculate the sum. So for that, let's say I need a variable sum. Sum plus is equal to arr of I. This is shorthand of adding, and I have not declared a sum. So let's say I have declared sum here, and since we are doing it for t times, so I have to initialize it with 0 every time. So that's why I have initialized inside the while loop, not outside the one. And now when we have calculated the sum, I have to print the output. So I will print sum. This is my sum, and I have to print my sum in each line. So that's why for the next one I have printed /n also to change the line, and then I will return 0. And let's try to run it. Probably it will run, it may not run. If there are any errors, we'll try to solve. Okay, so it worked well, and the output was 614, and here also the output is 614. The program was pretty much simple, very, or maybe 8th standard student can also solve it. Now see, what I want to make you understand here is, if you write here sum is, now output is not, output is still 6 and 14, but then it is saying wrong answer. Why? Because in your file the output is sum is 16, sum is 14, whereas the correct output is 614. Here the humans are not checking your answer, it is calculating, it is evaluating automatically, and here character by character is matched. Forget about this whole big string. If I write this and without /n, then also it will not run. See this, here in your output the answer is 614, although you have written it 6 and 14, but it is considered as 614, but answer is 6 and 14. If you write space here, then also it will not work. So output is 614, but they need the output in one output in one line, another output in another line. So they have specifically said it in the output format. So that output format and input format is very much required. Now if you now check this, it is working fine. Okay, just this line is making the whole difference. And see, in the first line of input they have said the number of test cases, and then they have said the number of elements, and then the array, and the number of elements, and then array. They have specifically said here, and here they have said for every single line, please adhere to these guidelines. Now if you do not read T and just start with reading N, so it will give you wrong answer. Say this by yourself. Now I have removed T and tried to compile it. So what happened? Here the output is 4, but here the output is 6 and 14. What happens? So when you read 2, it goes into N. It goes into N because you are reading N first, and the first value you are reading is 2. So N becomes 2. And afterwards, when you are running it for 2 times, it is reading 3 and 1, and after that nothing is read. So 3 plus 1 becomes 4. That's how the output becomes 4, which is wrong. So that's why it is required. And now if I change it back, so you will get the answer. Now this compile and test button is just to check the sample test cases, but you will not get any marks for sample test cases. Even if you want to check for you want to check other test cases what we have. So when you click on submit button, so you will see this is evaluating solution, and there are 5 test cases behind the scene. So test case 1 accepted, 2 accepted, and all the test cases are accepted. So basically these test cases are little larger. Probably test case 1 have maybe 5 inputs, 5 test cases, and every array is of size, let's say 1000 or 2000 or maybe 1 lakh, 2 lakh, that can be any size. But you do not have to worry about, because you are taking n from the user and creating the size of that array of that size only. So no need to worry about it. But we will check your output on different sample test cases. Okay, so please adhere to this guidelines, and if you are feeling that you are not able to do this, please solve some questions on HackerRank, go on LeetCode, try to solve few problems. If you have not started coding on online platform, do that as soon as possible, because in future you will be doing coding on day-to-day basis. Even if you are from non-CS background, programming is expected from every BTech student, whether he or she is from any other branches also. So do programming, include programming like breakfast and dinner in your daily routine. So I'll show you these sample apart from sample test cases, I'll show you these hidden test cases also, which is not visible to you, but at the back end we have our portal like this, and from where we create the tests. So here you can see this is the input file, and here we have four test cases. The first input was t, so four test cases, and the first test case is the size of the array, which is 475, and then we have 475 values for the array. After that, the second array is of 393 size, and we have 393 values in the array. Then 984 size, then we have 984 values, and the last array is of size 998, and we have 898 values. So four arrays are here. So for each array we need to print the sum. So in output file we have four sums, one in each line, and basically each file is having some test cases. In this file we have 6 test cases, and see yourself that there are larger test cases on which your program should work. Here you can see there is one small test case of 14 values, and there are 14 values. You can count yourself. Pause the video and count. There are 14 values, and here 189 values. So here these are 189 values. You wanted to count, you go ahead, but that is a wastage of time. Okay, so now you see here we have 5 inputs and 5 outputs. We may have maybe 10 test cases, 20 test cases, and in company exams of Amazon or Microsoft they have 50 or 100 test cases also, and they have larger test cases. We are just asking you for, let's say, 475 size of array. They may ask you for 1 billion size of array. So that kind of problem solving skills are required, and computers are not built to solve smaller problems like sum of 5 numbers that I can do by using calculator, or even calculator is not required. I can solve it by calculation in my mind only, without even using pen and paper. But computers are required to solve hard problems or large problems which can take large time. For example, if I want to sum these 475 numbers, then probably using calculator will take a lot of time, but here I can do it in just maybe less than 1 second by writing the program. So computers are made to solve larger problems. So for that purpose these inputs and outputs are large, and it is expected from you to solve these kinds of problems. So here the time limit is 2 seconds. I'll talk about when I'll teach you for the programming purpose for placements what is these time limits and memory limits. For now you can avoid them, that is not required in your first year's course, but please pay attention to these inputs and outputs, and you can read the question number of times and try to solve some problems on HackerRank or LeetCode. I will also give you some mock tests to practice on HackerEarth portal also, and we will be doing your practicals by using this HackerEarth portal, and please get comfortable with it. And when companies comes, they use these kinds of portals, HackerEarth, HackerRank, and this is required. So probably I will be uploading this video on YouTube, and you can watch this video multiple number of times. If you have any problems, you can comment in the below section and ask your doubts. Probably I can answer few of them, and do coding, solve problems on LeetCode, HackerRank on daily basis, learn programming skills, learn some basic ideas. Do not just go on the jargons, just do not write some fancy projects by using 20-50 lines of Python code, by just reading a tutorial. That will not work in a longer run. Believe me, only basics are required. You do not have to go on the advanced level. That advanced level is achieved only on the strong basic foundation. So before going into your advanced level, your basics must be strong, and for strong basics you need to be regular and you need to be consistent. So do not do only 8 hours of study on let's say on Sunday or a day. Instead, do 1 hour study per day. So that is consistency, and solve the problems for any so I'll submit this program, and then you can see that it is working. And if I click on end test, it will end the test. And this is my name Ashish Garg and my email ID, and you can see my other videos also I have uploaded on YouTube of machine learning. Basically, I am assistant professor in Graphicera deemed university. I will be taking your placement classes. This portal is of Graphicera Hill University. I take classes in Hill University also, and we have a team of 3-4 members. I work along with Mr. Akshay Rajput. He's BTech from Graphicera deemed university and MTech from IIT Delhi. I myself is BTech from deemed university and MTech from IIIT Bangalore. We will be taking your placement classes when you come to higher semesters, and we will be preparing you for the companies like Amazon, Microsoft. For that purpose, please do code on daily basis. If you have any problems, please do reach out to us and learn hard, practice problems, practice questions harder, and make your parents proud. Thank you so much.